Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video and welcome back to another writing vlog. If you are not up to date with my videos, let me just update you about the book that I'm gonna write in this vlog. I'm gonna write the second half of my romance book. It's a contemporary romance, a hot rom-com in a way, and I haven't vlogged anything about this process. So this is the first writing vlog that you get from this project and me. And the updates are, I talked about this I think in my April plan with me video, and I can link that in one of these corners and also in the description below. And I have talked about this in my May plan with me as well. And so if you have watched those videos, you might know about this project. And I've also filmed an update where I talk about the first half of writing this and also another outline with me video. I have two now. The first time I outlined, I did half of the book and very specific and detailed outline with chapters and scenes and stuff, but I didn't do the rest of the book. So now when I have gotten halfway, I did another outline with me video and I will link everything in the description below. I will probably have made a playlist by now, but today it's the 11th of May 2023 and I have gotten halfway through the book and have outlined the rest of the book. So I have a new ending scene or climactic confrontation than I did previously. Even after outlining, and now it's a little bit calmer. It is still very emotionally impactful. I think it's a good ending, in my opinion. It's a good ending. Like I said, I'm halfway through and I have gotten 44,362 words into the book, but I'm currently writing chapter 18, and that's before the midpoint, because in the outlining I noticed that I needed to switch around a few chapters and needed to add a few chapters in the beginning of Act 2. So today I'm gonna sit down and write chapter 18 from my female point of view. The next chapter is also from my female point of view, and it's also a new chapter. Chapter 18 and 19 were new because I wrote chapter 16 yesterday and that was also new. So adding a few new scenes, but I think it's much better this way. And I have been feeling so stressed about this book for the past days. When I did my outline and thought about writing these new scenes in the beginning, I was so freaking stressed. But these two chapters doesn't need to be that long. It just needs to contain this key information about the characters and this key scene, I guess, with the character development. And then I'm done with this first half of the book. I can't really start writing or drafting again. I need to rewrite the midpoint chapters so that they align with my new outline. If I remember correctly, there's not much editing I need to do to the midpoint chapters. I just need to change the direction of which my male character is thinking, because I kind of had a midpoint breakup for my characters. They are not together, it's a slow burn, so they're not together. But I had it so that they were gonna be forced proximity. They were gonna have that for 1 week, and then at the midpoint they were gonna separate and be really sad about it. I had kind of a midpoint breakup, which I noticed didn't work at all. I didn't want them to break up, so now they have a forced proximity of a month instead, and they're still gonna be together, work with each other at the midpoint and after as well. Before that, I'm gonna write this scene. I have a goal of hitting 800 words. If I hit more than that, that's great, but I'm not gonna pressure myself to write more than 800. Welcome to the new vlog. I hope you're excited. But with that said, I'll see you with an update later today. Hello, it's the next day. It's the 12th of May and it's currently 12 something o'clock, 12:11, and I have today done some writing. I'm taking it a bit slower because I have found that I don't want to stress in this phase right now with writing, because after I did those changes to the midpoint and to my outline, I have rearranged chapters, I have written new scenes, I have deleted scenes, typical editing stuff but in the drafting stage. So what I've been doing, instead of trying to only write for 25 minutes a day and just hitting 800 words, I have said to myself, you don't need to do anything more except to sit at the computer, write this book or edit the book, whatever I feel like at the moment or I need to do at the moment, and it can take however long you need to. So I'm giving myself maybe 5 hours to do this work because I have been feeling quite stressed recently. The last couple of evenings when I have gotten home from work, I haven't really been able to calm down completely. I think this is best for me and myself. Currently, I am at 730 words. I think I have written 800 words or more, but I have deleted stuff that I have written previously. So I'm going up in word count and then down in word count. So that's where I'm at today. I am at the new chapter 19. I just need to go through it. I don't need to add anything or edit anything, I think. I need to go through it and just see so that it fits where it's at right now, because it has jumped from different timelines, having only 1 week to do this, having a month to do this thing that they're doing, and so I need to fix the timeline. So that's the plan now. I'm gonna go through chapter 19. It's Friday today, so I want to focus on drafting during the weekend and hopefully getting like maybe 2,000 words a day. I'm gonna try to focus on drafting, but it's also really nice weather outside. It's sunny and I'm wearing a dress and I'm going to work like this, which means that it's very freaking hot outside. So anyway, I'm gonna go through chapter 19 and then begin to go through the midpoint chapter. Hello. I've eaten lunch and I just want to say that I don't think you have ever seen a more chaotic writing experience from me, because I have never had a more chaotic writing experience before. I have eaten lunch and I'm on the new chapter 24 because, you know, I've added and deleted chapters, so it's changing all the time. It's a midpoint chapter for my male point of view and it's currently sitting at 3,500 words, which is fine for a chapter for an adult audience, I think. But I haven't written these long chapters in this book yet. So I think I'm gonna split it into 2 parts, or like 2 chapters, because I did that with the female point of view's midpoint chapter because that was also really long. This chapter is a really big rewrite chapter because his internal thoughts is about like, this is their last time together, they need to go separate ways the next day or what, blah blah blah. And that's all changing now because they are still working together after this 1 week or 2 weeks now. It's a big rewrite chapter and I need to go to work in like 9 minutes or 8 minutes or something. This is so freaking chaotic, and honestly I was preaching to you guys in the outline with me video about how great it was that I can now outline half of the book, write that half, and then outline the rest of the half. Turns out it's not a great idea, okay? I think I need to outline every single step of the book before I sit down and write. My brain has never felt more chaotic as it is feeling now. When I wrote the sequel to my debut novel, I had every single chapter outlined from start to finish. And because of that, I had thought things through so many times when outlining that I knew that this story was gonna work and I would get to the halfway point and it was still gonna work. And in the editing process and also with my beta reading feedback, a lot less chapters than I needed to rearrange. I don't think I needed to add a bunch of scenes, delete a bunch of scenes. But according to Scrivener, I have written 1,058 words today and we're sitting at 46,387 words total. I am only around 24,000 words to finishing this book, which means I should be done in a month time if I write 800 words a day. With that said, I have like half of the book left to do. That doesn't make me feel that great, you know. I'm at 46,000 words and I'm at the midpoint of the book. Either way, I need to go to work now and I will talk to you during the weekend or next week. It's the 16th of May. The plan was for me to go into Stockholm today and do some shopping, but it didn't turn out that way. And that was fine because now I have been playing some Zelda Breath of the Wild. And yes, I want to play Tears of the Kingdom, but because I haven't finished Breath of the Wild yet, I have begun playing that instead. Anyway, I have been playing some Breath of the Wild, just taking an easy morning. I edited a video. I haven't done much else. Now it's 15:15 in the evening and it was my free day from work as well. That's why. I wanted to update that yesterday, the 15th of May, I got to 50,000 words in my manuscript, which means I have only 20,000 words left to my goal of 70,000 words for this first draft. I am on chapter 32 and I'm thinking that I'm gonna try to fill out chapter 32 a little bit more. As of now it's only 732 words, which is a very short chapter. I want it to be a little bit longer, so I'm gonna see if I can add anything. And then we have chapter 33 to 39 left in the second act. I am soon in the third act, which I'm looking forward to so much because the whole of the third act is like 9 or so chapters and it's gonna be a really fast-paced third act. It evolves around mainly 2 or 3 scenes in the third act, but from like both characters' point of views, and so it's gonna be really fast-paced. And I'm looking forward to that because the second act has been kind of a shitstorm. I haven't had a problem with the second act before, ever, like in my writing. This book, you guys. This book is making me question if I even want to be a writer. Okay, not really. But this experience has been a completely new tale of writing a book. A completely new experience from what I'm used to. It may also be because I am feeling very tired right now. Because of the seasonal change and everything, I'm feeling really freaking tired. But this second act has been tough. Okay, so I'm glad to be almost done with it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to write a little bit more in chapter 32, and that's from my male point of view. And then chapter 33 is from a female point of view. It's the same scene or continuation of the scene, and it's my first spicy scene in this book. Because they have had their almost kiss already. That was at the midpoint, and now we are a couple of 8 chapters after the midpoint, and they're gonna have their first spicy scene. And I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because I don't mind writing spicy scenes, as we know. I do like them. I haven't written one in these point of views or these perspectives before. I know what type of scene I want it to be, but I don't want it to be too steamy because I want to save that for the actual full-on spicy scene. So this is gonna be only a taste of what is to come, I guess. And so that is my focus for today. My plan is to write at least 800 words because that's what I do every day. Or if I get a couple of words more today, like maybe to 1000 words, I can write less tomorrow. You guys, this is my favorite place, like, on earth. And this place doesn't, like, it doesn't change the feeling that I get. It's just so beautiful. And if you're really, really quiet, you can hear, like, the insects buzzing through the grass and, like, all the flowers, because it's 23, I think, degrees Celsius. So it's fairly hot, I would say, for my standards. And it's Tuesday today, Tuesday the 23rd, and I have a free day off from work. Unhatch this so we can get across, and then do that. I'm just really careful with this because I don't know if it's electricity in right now. But I don't dare touch it, so anyway, now we're into the other enclosement. I wanted to update you today because I guess my plan was for this day to be like a full-on focus writing day, but it's almost 3. I have only written 1000 words, only because I wanted to write more than that, but it's still over my word goal for the day, which is 800 still. But I mean, I'm not mad at it because I did play Zelda Breath of the Wild, not the newest one because I didn't finish Breath of the Wild. I wanted to do that as well, so I'm not mad. But now I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna probably eat an ice cream and sit outside for a bit because it's really hot. And the chapter that I'm writing on is chapter 38, which is the last chapter in the second act, and it's a spicy scene. And I have been writing this spicy scene for 2 days, or probably 3. I started it 3 days ago, and I'm still writing it because apparently when I start writing those kind of scenes, I can't stop writing. Like, I know this chapter is way too long and that I don't know, should probably cut it up into 2 parts or cut down of the spice. But I'm like, this is the first time. And I've been building up towards this forever. It's the last chapter in the second act. It's like the beginning of the climactic confrontation. So I'm like, no, not the beginning of the climactic confrontation, but it's building tension. Or they think they're happy, they think everything's great, and then disaster hits earlier on in the third act. But I'm like, you shouldn't have a whole chapter full of spice that's 3000 words long, longer than any of your other chapters in the book. But I don't want to cut down on that because I feel like it's very steamy and I like writing steam, so I maybe I should keep it, I don't know. Since I have gotten so like good feedback on writing those kind of things before, this is my ace card. Like, I know how to write this and I know how to build this kind of tension really good, so I'm gonna just go on full steam ahead and write those kind of scenes like I want them to be. Now I'm back at the entrance, but I want to be at this place a little bit longer, so I'm gonna walk the other way again. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was that I hit 60,000 words this Sunday, so today it's Tuesday, which was also a thing that I wanted to update you about. 60,000 words, which means there are 10,000 words left, and then I have hit my word goal. I am currently, I think, at 62,000 words, and I'm gonna try to write 1,000 words more, so up until 63,000 words. This book is gonna be a little bit longer than 70,000 words, but that is okay because I have written 60,000 words in less than 2 months. So I have actually gotten myself a deadline. I have set myself a deadline of the 4th of June, and that's way before the 3-month period is up. And so I will have written this in less than 3 months, which feels good. And then my plan is to take maybe 1 or 2 weeks off from this book, try to work on something else, and then I will get back and read through the whole book and try to edit it. But I just wanted to update you on that. And I'm sorry if it's really freaking windy right now. I have officially reached 70,000 words on my manuscript. And it's the 29th of May, and it's a little bit more than 2 months since I started this book on the 26th of March. In 2 months and 3 days, I have been able to write 70,000 words, almost a whole book, which is mind-blowing. But I have 2 chapters left to write, or 1 chapter and an epilogue, and I'm not gonna write anything today or anything more today because I've already written 1,800 words, which is a lot. So I feel good about that, and tomorrow I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write whatever it takes to finish this book. Tomorrow will be the 30th of May, but that means that I will be done before the 4th of June, which was my new deadline that I set for myself, and that will be completely nuts. But at the same time, my writing life is completely nuts because I set myself these ambitious goals and try to hit them every single time. That's just the way it is. But I wanted to update you that I hit 70,000 words. For the previous chapters, like the beginning chapters of Act 3, I thought that it was really difficult to even sit down and write 800 words a day. I was feeling a little bit lost in the third act, even though I knew what I wanted. I felt like I couldn't really put down the right words, I couldn't phrase it the way that I wanted it to, and so I will not be surprised if I will like read through this after I'm done and see things that I need to change, because it has not really felt right for the last couple of chapters, but today it felt good. The amount of chapters has actually changed, so now I have 45 chapters and an epilogue. I don't really care about chapters, but I'm looking more at word count. Is the middle of the word count, or do I need to fill out the beginning or the end? Because for me, word count also translates to the like 3-act story structure, like dramatic curve of the story. I can see where it is off if I'm just looking at the word count, because it also has to do with pacing. How many words I'm able to write in a chapter has to do with pacing, but anyway, that's my update for today. It's 29th. I'm gonna go to work soon. I will see you tomorrow and hopefully update you about me finishing my book. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be done with this, and then I'm gonna take a break from writing. Hello everyone and welcome to the end of this writing vlog, because I finished the first draft of my romance book. It's the 30th of May today, and I started writing this book on the 26th of March, which means it has been 2 months and 4 days. I first started this, and that's freaking mind-boggling. I don't think I've ever written this much in 2 months, because I wrote my debut novel, like, it was between 2 and 3 months, I think. I don't really know if we can like count in NaNoWriMo, because I wrote 57,000 words in 1 month and a couple of days for NaNoWriMo in 2021. But if we do, I wrote more that year. But I was able to write 72,718 words between the 26th of March and the 30th of May, and it's Tuesday and I had a day off, and my goal was to relax and only focus on writing, and then I'm doing a bunch of other things now that I'm done. But I sat down and wrote for a little bit more than an hour, I think, an hour and a half maybe, and I put on one of Abby Evans' immersive writing sessions and listened for that for 50 minutes, and then I did another half an hour just by myself because I was trying to finish the epilogue. It ended up being 45 chapters and an epilogue, so 46 chapters. A smaller chapter count than I had originally planned, but the word count ended up being like exactly that I had planned, because I thought that 70,000 words would be like just the like bare minimum was the 70,000 words, and then I was gonna be between 70,000 and 80,000, and now I'm at 72,000, almost 73,000, so that was good. And yeah, just sat down and wrote 1,951 words today, which is a lot, and yesterday I wrote 1,867. Every time I get this close to the end, where I literally can't see the finish line, I know I will finish it in a week. I get so ahead of myself, and I start writing so much, and it just consumes me my entire day, and I do get in this creative flow mindset where I just sit down and write. Even though I have other things planned, I can sit down and write. There's one negative thing to that, and that is that sometimes my endings tend to be a bit rushed. I felt that the sequel to Galsworth and Ruin, that ending was rushed. I have like asked my beta reader about the ending, and she didn't think it was rushed, but I have a tendency of writing the endings really quickly. By that point I can't really tell if I'm just rushing it, like if I'm just writing really fast, or if the ending is actually rushed. So I feel like in this book the ending is definitely the weak point, The beginning is strong, the first half is very strong. But with that said, I haven't really had problems with the endings in any of my other books. So I'm really hoping that there's no problem with the ending, because I have, you guys know if you have watched the Outline with Me videos, both of them and this vlog, that I had a bit of problem with the ending, and I did change it to something that I thought was better. So now I'm just praying and hoping that I made the right decision, I guess. But yeah, here I have the notebook where I wrote in every single update, and we are on week 10. So the end of week 10 of this writing this draft was the 4th of June, and that was my deadline. But here I am on the 30th of May, and I am finished before the deadline, which I think is really nice, because now I get a couple of days off until I jump into another project. But during the upcoming days where I don't write on this book, I do think I'm gonna try to dabble a little bit in writing the pitch for this, or the synopsis, or whatever for this, to send into that contest and also to other publishers. The thoughts are a little bit too tangled up in my mind currently for sitting down and writing a pitch. So I'm not gonna do that today, but maybe tomorrow I have let my brain rest a bit and I can put up at least the template for doing that pitch, because I do think it's really fun writing pitches and try to like pick out all the different like juicy fun details about your book, putting them all in one little pitch and presenting it to someone and trying to get them to want to read your book. I do think that's really fun. I will definitely do that before I go into editing this book, because I think that will also put me in the mindset of what I want this book to be, and then I can work through it, getting it where I want it to be. That's the plan, at least. So that's the next step for this book. Before I even edit this book, I'm gonna write a pitch, and I'm gonna do a whole video about writing that pitch, how I have written pitches before, and because I have gotten really positive responses, at least from the publisher that I have right now. All my pitches that I have sent to them has come back positive, like the response. So I have a little bit of experience with pitches and writing them, and I think I have a formula that really works. So I'm gonna do a whole video about it. And I actually thought about something while writing the third act, is that my female main character for this book and my female main character for my debut novel are really freaking similar. It's names beginning with an I. It's two short names. It's Eden and Iris. I thought about this like right at the ending, and I think I'm gonna change Iris's name. And I think it's just really good that I'm spotting this right now and not after I have sent it in to anyone. I mean, I like Iris as a name, but even when I picked it, I knew that I didn't really love the name. I did like it, but I didn't love the name. And yeah, I have written the book as Iris, like that's her character, but at the same time she can have a middle name that I don't know about yet, that I can call her instead, and we will still feel right. So I have another short name because I think I want her name to be shorter, but I don't know if it fits the vibe and if it fits her. Iris fits, but at the same time it's too close to a female character of Gods, Rot and Ruin. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and I think I'm gonna do a video coming up on like my tips for writing fast because I have exceeded my own expectations when it comes to this writing process. Me being able to write 70,000 words, or not even that, me being able to write a whole book from start to finish in a little bit over 2 months. I am very proud of that, and I do want to share like my tips for writing fast or writing a draft in like 2 to 3 months, and I thought that I could do a video about it. So that is upcoming next on my YouTube channel. But let me know if you want to have the pitch and the query letter in one video, because I thought about it and it's actually quite similar in like the US, your query letters, and something that is like in the Swedish publishing area, which is följebrev. They are essentially the same thing. You have a pitch in both of them. You have something about yourself in both of them. Sometimes you include the whole synopsis, you include the demographic for your book. If you like this and this, you will like this, or this is similar to this work. And I didn't realize this, but I have written a query letter. I did that and I did send it in to the publisher, so it's more similar than I thought when I sat down and thought about it. Let me know in the comments if you want a video on both of these things, the pitch and the query letter, or if you want to have like separate things so I can go more in depth about every single one. And the other difference there is that we send directly to the publisher. I think the US do send the query letters to their agents, so it will be different, but I will be sending out different query letters, of course, to the different publishers, because that's really important to be personal and to target exactly that publisher so they know that you have done your research about them. Anyway, this is the topic for that video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and a comment below, and please answer the questions that I just asked, what you want in those videos. If you want multiple videos, if you want one big video, leave it in the comments below, and subscribe so you don't miss out on my upcoming videos, because I post a new video every week, every Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!